Alright, so next we're going to do some image effects. So the first one will be this clipping mask. Alright, you can really get any image, but if you don't want to hunt around and find stuff, I did put, you can grab the same image that I had from the blog. So if we just went to the blog page, alright, that's kind of why I put it here. If you just right click it and do save image as, and then we can save it to the desktop or wherever for today. So then we will place that image. Alright, kind of get it to fit in size there. Alright, so again, this can be any image, but I think a lot of times you do get images that don't really have any framing, and to add some unity to your designs, if we get them all kind of enclosed into a shape, then that's going to make your design look a little bit better. Alright, so find an image, place it in there. It's not totally critical which image it is. Alright, so to create this clipping mask, what we're going to do is then, actually I'm going to show you another tool also. So we'll start with a rectangle. Alright, and then we want to, we can look at another effect that you can do. Now there is a rounded rectangle tool, but maybe you don't like the cornering option that that gives you by default. So if we go to, where was that one? There we go. Back to our stylize option, and then under that we can do round corners. Alright, so you can kind of custom tune your cornering so you can get it really rounded or not. Alright, so you know, if you create this with a rounded corner tool, I mean, that's fine, but I did want to show you another option. If you'd really like to fine tune the cornering of your rectangle. Alright, so let's get like a vertical type of rectangle in here. And then, so with the rectangle on the top, I'm hoping I have the ordering right. I'm going to select both, and then I'm going to say Object, Clipping Mask, Make. Alright, now it kind of got rid of my edge, which actually there's no stroke here. Let's see if it comes back. Alright, there we go. I don't know why it does that, where it gets rid of that edge. And it should have kept my rounded corner. I guess I have to reapply this.
You never say
Alright, I guess your clipping mask kind of destroys some of the properties of it. But then the nice part here is if I use my direct selection tool, and you'll see you have to kind of click around, but now I can move this picture around inside of here, and it's masked by the shape. I can also scale it using the free transform tool. Alright, so I can move this around in here. And then I could apply another stroke to it. Increase that a little bit. So I'd like to see a picture inside of a rounded rectangle with a stroke. Alright, so that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to start with a rectangle and fill it in, because I thought that this would kind of simulate maybe a water texture, alright, which maybe you do something like that, or possibly you have like a sand maybe you want to create. I don't know. So I'm going to apply no stroke. I'm going to do like a light blue color, kind of like a turquoise-ish type of maybe blue, or teal like that. Alright, so then the first thing to get our shape, we can also, just like we did the bulging of our text up here, we can go to Effect and Warp, and I think this one was, that may have been bulge again. I think that one was...
It's bulge with the vertical dot.
Bulge with what?
It's bulge with the vertical dot, like the option, instead of horizontal, it's vertical. That's what I did, at least.
I think I used a different one here. these effects. I just did want you to see that you can apply effects to text and images. Maybe our head. Alright, but you can create a lot of different shapes from this, right? So, whatever, you know, this may benefit you. Instead of going in there and using the pen tool to reselect, you could do something like that. I just want to see some kind of irregular shape that you make here. But again, this would be our stylizing again. And then for texture, we're going to go effect, texture, and then there's a bunch of them in here, but just like with our warping, it's going to bring up this window which will show you these textures applied, and then you can go in there and you have crackle lure, which, you know, and then you can adjust your spacing to get a little more detail, or the depth. You can make that a little more subtle or more contrasty there. You can get the brightness. Alright, so that's all under crackle lure. You also have grain, which, you know, you can kind of modify that. There's different types of grain also, as far as sprinkles, or they say clumps. Alright, that kind of looks watery to me, I think. Something like that, so that would be under grain. So just make sure you're looking at all the details that you can change over here, because there is a lot of stuff to do. Alright, mosaic tiles, you know, you have stuff with that, your tile size, or the width of your grout, which is those lines that kind of goes in between there. Stained glass, patchwork, texturizer. Alright, so there's all kinds of options here. You know, for bricks, if you want to create a brick wall, this would kind of do something like that. I'm going back to the grain because I think this looks like water. And maybe I'll do some contrast there with that. Alright, so that is our texture effect. Alright, would be the last thing. So once you have your clipping mask, which, you know, let's label all these things so that you guys remember what they are, or let's do actually how you get there. So this was object, clipping mask, make. I'm going to decrease my font a little so I can read this better. Fit it. Alright, and then down here, this was effect and texture. And actually effect work also, right? Alright, so hopefully that gives you, you know, some ideas for adding some effects to your projects. Don't forget to put your name on here somewhere. You can use whatever you'd like to do that. Alright, so put your name on there so that I know whose or whose when you're turning these in. I'll leave this up here so you can see the different things that you have to have on here.